This is one of those subjects that I've seen get brought up multiple times by multiple outlets over the course of the last half year or so. And many of you asked me if I could talk about this with my own thoughts and kind of respond to some of the criticisms and whether I agree with much of it or any of it at all. So let's talk about if Marvel Studios cameos are truly ruining Marvel Studios projects, or is it the fans' expectations and overblown excitement due to insiders and scoopers that ultimately leads them to be disappointed? So for this one, we really have to look at this point of view from a few different angles. So is there a factor that relates to cameos and anticipation that has or can ruin Marvel Studios projects for people? Now, some people will say yes, some people will say no, and other people will say definitely 100%. And I'm going to kind of look at this from multiple angles. First and foremost, there's people like us here at the CBC who love talking about all the rumors, the possible cameos and everything, but we never truly expect them. Even when you have quote-unquote reputable scoopers and sources out there, whether it was like the Dis Insider confirming that Tobey Maguire is set for Multiverse of Madness, or Daniel RPK, or Murphy's Multiverse, or whoever you will. Again, they can never guarantee it. And when some people like that confirm, a lot of people just automatically buy into it, and then their expectations are set high. And then comes the final product. And many times people are left disappointed because they went into a product being led to believe that there's going to be 30 cameos. They reshot the entire film to add more cameos. This one's supposed to have this character specifically right here. Of course, Spider-Man has to appear during the finale of Hawkeye. Of course, Magneto has to appear in the multiverse as Wanda's father. Of course, Wolverine has to show up. Of course, we have to get a Mr. Fantastic cameo. So people go into it with high expectations because leading into the final product, there's been a trillion rumors and you never know who's going to pick up on what. And I specifically went and looked at some of the reactions to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness from people that are known in the fan base. Let's put it that way. I don't want to single out anybody specifically, but a lot of people say that they were disappointed that there was only the cameos of the Illuminati, which they knew were in it. Again, we knew because of pretty good leaks. Many of these people also hated it because Iron Man didn't make the cut after multiple scoopers confirmed he was in it. Same with the Deadpool. And I do think that the whole cameo thing honestly does ruin it, because to me, it feels like many people are now going into MCU products not even caring about the story that's being told, the character development, or anything. They're just here to find out what cameo is happening, how does that build up the next thing that they're excited for, and how does it tie into the next thing. And many of these sites, outlets, and journalists put a lot of stakes on what they're saying as a scoop and which one of their friends gave the little side eyeballs and, whispering emoji to, instead of the actual content of the product. And I think that is a problem, and I do think that that is honestly hurting the final product. But I don't think cameos, for Marvel's sake, are ruining the entire thing. I think it's the build-up and anticipation by people who are scoopers that are misleading people and then ultimately leaving them disappointed, especially when they then delete the old articles and pretend like they never stated or confirmed any of it. People are just left disappointed and they've gotten away with money.